It is that time again. Time for another flashlight. Let's get into it. So today we're going to be taking a look at the ever so elusive i5UV. You can't get these anymore, at least not right now, and not from Olight. You have to go straight to eBay or the secondary market, and people are price gouging. Oh man, these things are crazy right now to try to get your hands on one. Um, I got lucky enough. If you saw the video, Dan sent me one. Dan is the man. He's one of my good friends, 3.5 inches. Sorry, I'm just talking while I'm while I'm doing my normal stuff. I don't really have a whole lot of lights out right now to do a size comparison, but we'll do a couple. So how about next to the i3T tall? A little bit bigger. This is going to be the same size as your i5s. I mean, here about next to the Arkfeld. They all range roughly the same size. So like if we were to compare this to like the Ace Beam that I have in copper, there you go. I mean they are pretty much the same size. And I have my i5 in copper right here. And here you go. You can see they are pretty much the same, except on this UV, you have a UV light. You don't have your normal Olight. Olight. You don't have your normal emitter like you would. So this guy, man, I think when they were running these, I think they were like 30 some odd dollars, and now they're to find one around that price, you'd have to get pretty lucky. Like I said, people are just taking advantage of the market. Same button that you would have, same tail switch. There we go. You can see next to a normal i5. It does have that knurling on there, and you do have your double helix machining on the side, just like the normal i5s. Same clips, same retention, same everything. So with this guy, he also operates AA battery. I've got one in here because I'm prepared. So AA battery. And weight wise, let's just go ahead and do a weight since I've kind of made that a normal thing. Come on. So 2.2 ounces. Now the light that's in here, your LED, your emitter, there you go. That is your UV light. So if we look at something like the dark beam that I bought, this also has a filter on it, a UV filter, and we'll do a little bit of comparison on those. There's debatable. There's a difference, but I guess it really just depends on what you're doing. So this light is 365, I believe. I'll have to double check. Max runtime is 45 minutes. It does run on one AAA, and it says it has a 1.5 meter throw distance. This is a IPX8, like all of your normal i5s. So you do have that waterproofing and all the normal, all the normal doodads and specs that you get with your i5s. And yes, this is 365 nm. I totally my brain just stopped. But yeah, so 1500 milliwatt output, I believe is what they classify it as. And you can use it for finding urine stains, but it's also good for like checking money, like currency. We'll go over that. Just a short touch on it. I shouldn't really say go over that. But we'll show that off. And then these things are actually super great for I'm trying to think of a way to not sound nasty. It'll make head lice and stuff like that light up, and you can use them for basically charging glow in the dark stuff, which is also cool. So back to the IPX8. This does say that it will withstand water at a 1.5 meter drop for about 30 minutes. So that is cool. I like the whole like splash dyed magenta pattern that they have going on here. That's pretty unique. You don't see, I don't think you really see that on any of the other flashlights. But like I said, UV lights, those are great, man. I did one on the dark beam and it was like $10. And I only bought the dark beam because I couldn't, I shouldn't say I couldn't. I wasn't going to pay what people were asking for one of these. And that's when Dan just randomly said, hey, I have one of those laying around. And I was like, oh, man. And him being the great guy he is, he sent it out. So let's see. So here's your dark beam. This is also rated for the 365. And if I shine it next to them, you really don't notice a huge difference. You know, if you can kind of tell, the Olight beam is definitely a little bit more focused than the dark beam. And that probably has to do with the lens, the UV coated lens. So as far as like function goes, it really depends on what you're going to use it for. So with these, like if we pull out, like say a $20 bill and we shine the light, you can see the strip here. Camera going in and out of focus, focusing on my hand. And same thing with the other side. We can see that strip lights up really nice. And if we pull out the dark beam, see it's a little bit better on the dark beam. And that's, like I said, that's probably to do with the filter if you're looking at things like money. So the other things that, I mean, you can also use these. I know scorpions and stuff in the desert, they'll light up. There's certain like, there's certain rocks and things. I don't do any kind of I already forgot what it's called whenever you're not geology. I don't know. If it comes to me, I'll talk about it. I'll say it. But so like one of my favorite things too is like, see the tail switch on this EGTAC D3A clicky is a glow in the dark tail switch, and if you shine a UV light on it, it'll charge it up. So same thing with the dark beam here, does the same deal, and we'll shine it on there for about 10 seconds and then same thing. But you see it faded a whole lot faster than when I hit it with the Olight, the direct, you know, doesn't have the filter. Definitely not a UV like specialist. So I just kind of, I use them for my little niche things that I use. And I kind of know the difference, like which ones I want to use for which things. Like I would use this more for like money, and I would use this for pretty much everything else, which is what I've been doing. So even like see, like if anybody got the little Olight patch, it does the same deal where it's glow in the dark, and this will charge it up a little bit. My lighting's too bright to probably be able to see it, but that is just one of the cool things that UV lights do. I'm a big fan. I really like these lights, and I wanted one of these for a while. So that was the whole reason why I bought that dark beam. See, you still have your O-ring here, and everything looks just as good. I'm going to eventually put a better battery in there than maybe this little Energizer. That'll probably make a big difference too. Everything looks good on the inside. I mean, no complaints with this at all, like at all. I've wanted one of these for a while. I'm super happy to have it. Add it to the collection in my daily use. And if I find some more cool things to do with this, I'll definitely hit on it, maybe do a short or something. But I really hope that Olight brings back the UV lights. If you haven't done it yet, pull this light up on the Olight store. It's going to show that it's sold out. You should totally leave a comment that says bring these back, or at least something to that effect, or make another UV light. Because man, these things are so much fun. Especially if you use them for work, they're a necessity. But aside from work, they're so much fun to do other things with, and kind of gross. Don't ever shine one of these in your bathroom. You may think it's clean, but I promise you it's not. a little scare tactic there. But once again, thank you, Dan. I love this light. I'm so glad to have it. I love carrying it at work. Hopefully you guys check them out. Pick you up a UV light if you don't have one. I'll link the dark beam in the description, and I'll link Like I said, this is sold out, but I'll link it anyways, just so you can stop by there and leave a comment for Olight. Tell them to bring it back. All right, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. Consider subscribing. I try to post as much as I can, and thank you so much for being here. I'll catch you on the next one.